okay? Go.
Better go.
You?
I don't ask twice.
You're from S.H.I.E.L.D.
Never heard of it.
Hi everyone, it's Charlie. We got a brand new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 trailer. They just had their WonderCon panel explaining what's going on with Season 6. It's been renewed through Season 7 if you guys didn't know. The premiere date is going to be in the middle of May after Avengers Endgame for a very specific reason. So I'll explain the Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame of all this and what's going on, because obviously they're relying on some really big twists because original Coulson died after last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So this is not that Coulson. We've only got a little while left before Avengers Endgame is actually here, so there's a new round of that IMAX ticket giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your favorite Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. moment on the video. Even though they don't have a title card during this, they revealed during the panel this takes place 1 year after the events of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. finale in the Avengers Infinity War snap, which both kind of happened around the same time. So even though Avengers Endgame picks up well after the events of Avengers Infinity War in the snap, and you sort of see them age in the trailer, you see Black Widow's hair grow out, so clearly there's a bunch of time jumps during Avengers Endgame, but they haven't confirmed when that actually ends, because there's a lot of time travel theories and about them ending things in the moments before the original snap so that everything continues on and Pepper and Tony get married when they said that they were going to get married, because that was the whole point of that scene. So regardless of what the date is when Avengers Endgame ends, this takes place after that so that they don't have to trample on Avengers Endgame or give away big spoilers for how everybody comes back. The S.H.I.E.L.D. team is still grieving Coulson. Mac is the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. You see him getting instructions and guidance from that digital Coulson backup that he left for him before he passed away. Even though you don't see her during this clip, Daisy has a brand new Quake suit. This is what it looks like. She said that her character is still grieving for Coulson, but a year has gone by, so they sort of continued on with their lives. You see Yo-Yo with her mechanical arms that she got from the comics. She's had those for a while now. They give May the big CG action scene of the truck porting through. You can actually see it even looks like it's coming through a portal. And the evil version of Coulson stepping off the back to rescue his team member, who looks like a slightly more edgy goth version of Daisy. So you can kind of see what they're setting up here. You have evil Coulson with his team versus the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and all of Coulson's old friends. They screened the entire first episode at WonderCon. I was not there to see it, so I don't know how many big things that they revealed or how much backstory about this alternate version of Coulson. They just confirmed that this is not our Coulson from a different point in time, like it's not a time travel explainer. They didn't say that he's not a Skrull, but I think the long-term payoff for this is that he becomes the new main version of Coulson, and things get more complicated. Like, they want him to be a very complex character, so he's not just a simple bad guy out to get them. If it winds up being an alternate universe explainer, like he's an alternate universe version of Coulson, then it'll probably be a much bigger story, because why would he need to come into our reality? So I don't think that he's going to be a life model decoy or a robot in disguise or anything like that. I think it's a genuine flesh and blood Coulson. He'll just have to wind up working with the original S.H.I.E.L.D. team members, and because he has no emotional connection to them, like he doesn't know what S.H.I.E.L.D. is, he doesn't know who any of these people are, but they still care about their Coulson. They'll just use that for a lot of drama and tension within the group. So early prediction, evil Coulson eventually working with the S.H.I.E.L.D. team agents, trying to live up to original Coulson's greatness. Like imagine them challenging him. Our Coulson did all these great things. Look at the life that he led. You saw all these MCU clips of him interacting with the Avengers characters, him during the Captain Marvel movie.
Your floating fortress falls from the sky. Where is my disadvantage?
You lack conviction.
I don't think I...
So that's what it does.
They make him feel like he's an inferior version of Coulson, so he just tries to eventually live up to that greatness. There are 13 episodes in this season. Clark Gregg said that he thinks that they're going to end the show after season 7, so that'd be next year. But at the WonderCon panel, Jeff Loeb is like, we're not planning on this being the ending. We might get more episodes than that. So they might do the Arrow thing where they get an abbreviated season 8, and that's when they wrap everything up. But just because they're rolling hard on the evil alternate version of Coulson doesn't mean that original Coulson won't ever come back, because death is not the end in the Marvel Universe. There's so many different planes of existence, so many ways to explain how he can come back. But whatever twist they use, I don't think that's going to trample on the ending of season 5, because that was meant to pay off a lot of emotional arcs. He'd made the bargain with Ghost Rider, he'd finally got together with May, so they sort of sent him off into the sunset in a really nice ending. So I don't think that they would completely trample on that by just bringing him right back. So unless they come out and say otherwise, I think the dark version of Coulson is here to stay for a long time. They're sort of trading on a couple of ideas in Avengers Endgame too, alternate realities and reforming the team, albeit with slightly different pieces. So like I said, they're trying not to spoil Avengers Endgame, which is why they're waiting till after it comes in theaters to premiere the season. They did a much better job of introducing the idea of multiple realities and how people can phase shift between those during Ant-Man and the Wasp, especially that post-credit scene where he's collecting all that energy.
Collection unit activates when you decouple it. It should automatically start absorbing quantum healing particles.
Also, make sure you stay out of the tardigrade fields. They're cute, but they'll eat you. And don't get sucked into a time vortex. We won't be able to save you.
There's so much we didn't know about this place, Henry. Worlds upon worlds, entire civilizations. Far more than we ever theorized. It's okay.
Passing through, we stake no claim.
Go. In peace.
There.
But once you have a chance to see Avengers Endgame at the end of this month, it'll crystallize some of your concepts about what's possible in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the story twist that they'll use that for in future movies and TV shows. I know everybody's rolling hard on Skrulls in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now. When are they coming back? Because they were good characters during Captain Marvel. Kevin Feige came out after that movie and said, no, there are definitely evil Skrulls out there that we haven't met yet that would do something in the vein of Secret Invasion. So it's just his way of letting you know that, yes, we're totally going to include that twist in future MCU movies during the Captain Marvel movies, because that's where the Skrulls debuted, but also in other big movies and probably TV shows eventually. I don't know if there's going to be a Coulson cameo during Avengers Endgame, because it does seem like they're revisiting the events of the first Avengers movie when they're wearing those special quantum suits. You see motion capture dots all over them with those special wrist devices, so it seems like whatever this is going to be, it'll be a heavy visual effects sequence. But if there was ever a time to bring Coulson back for a cameo, it would be sometime during that, if there's going to be some time travel element during the movie. Still a lot of questions about how they accomplish all this stuff, so just remember they'll be using all the different concepts that you've seen in previous Marvel films. Multiverse and time travel are just a couple of those things. Time travel is like the brand new thing that they've introduced via Doctor Strange, and he's really only used time travel in a very light, localized way, like just turning back the events of this localized area of New York City during the big battle at the end of his movie. Then on a visual level, just showing him sitting there, seeing through all the different timelines. We haven't quite got to the point where someone someone physically time travels back into the past or into the future. So I just think that we're going to see a little bit of that during Avengers Endgame. Because when they all say whatever it takes, they mean literally whatever it takes. So every major concept sci-fi twist you could think of. Post all your evil Coulson theories in the comments below and let me know, do you actually think that Clark Gregg is going to have a small cameo during Avengers Endgame? Because they have said that they're going to include pretty much every big character that they have in the MCU in that film in some way or another. But it's WonderCon weekend, there'll be a bunch more Marvel and DC stuff posting. I'll probably do a new Avengers Endgame video soon. There's new Game of